One beat a day, one beat away from the lifestyles that I'm gonna live. One beat away, a heartbeat away, might be today. One beat a day, one beat away from the lifestyles that I'm gonna live. One beat away, a heartbeat away, might be today.
Consistent self-improvement, everybody.
You are tuned in to American gypC Podcast. I'm your host, gypC, and I'm joined with my co-host,
Classic.
And today we have Sunset Aley. Go ahead and introduce yourself and let them know what you do.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sunset Aley. I am a singer, songwriter. I was born in LA. I was raised in New York. So now I've been back in LA it'll be 3 years. So I'm pretty excited. It just kind of sucks with this whole COVID thing, but I'm still pushing and doing what I got to do regardless,
And you have a single you want to tell them about that?
Yes.
Recently released?
I released a single about a couple of months ago entitled Within. And it's based around the Black Lives Matter protesting and rioting that's been going on. It affected me really bad. And usually I don't like to spill out how I'm feeling. I keep it to myself. But I felt like I had to get this song out because it is a great message, and a lot of, younger females can relate as far as hair and being teased about kinky hair and things like that. So I have a lot of different things within the song that from my experiences, and I just put it into a song. And I really love it. I just doesn't have the recognition it deserves, but we'll work on that.
Yeah, it's a working process. So
yeah.
You guys listening, check out her singles on all platforms.
So one of the questions, I guess, you're originally from where now?
I was born in LA, grew up in New York.
Okay. So to be born in LA, that was also for her. To be born in LA, raised in New York, and to be back in LA. Compare LA to New York for us.
Well, for one, the weather. The people are very different. New York is very fast-paced. New York is very grumpy, grouchy, going nowhere fast. Me seeing Cali, people are very superficial here. I feel like they don't like to say or do too much, They get offended real easily, which I think is kind of stupid because, if I'm just asking you a question, why are you immediately putting your guard up like I'm going to do something to you, How
long have you been here?
It'll be 3 years being back.
Which one would you, obviously LA, right? Since you keep coming back here.
Yeah, LA for me does it. Can't go back to New York. It's too cold.
Yeah.
You really have to have the mental capacity to handle that.
Yeah, I used to live in Minnesota, so I understand. I've been trying to find a warm weather place since I moved to America. My first 10 years, I was born in LA, but I was raised in Ethiopia, in Addis Ababa. So first 10 years of my life was there. Then they had a civil war. So that made us move to Minnesota from Ethiopia. So I've never seen snow. That was my first experience. So it was pretty dramatic. So since then, I'm when I graduate, when I'm an adult, I'm moving out of here to somewhere warm. And I had Cali in mind most of the time, but my siblings were in Atlanta. So that helped me escape at least to warmer weather.
So what do you like about LA the most? I know we're on a podcast, so yeah, we are enjoying ourselves. We like to send a shout out to Buddha Company for keeping Baby Jeters on deck. Also like to send a shout out to Baby Jeter for keeping us coughing.
Hey, Buddha.
And bring the Durban poison back, please, Baby Jeter,
Yes,
if
we
you're
need
listening.
that Durban poison. But to go back to, I guess, growing up in LA, or no, moving
like
here.
you were saying, what does she like most about LA? She didn't get to answer that.
Yeah, my bad. What do you like the most about LA?
The fact that I can get to a beach under an hour and a half. That's like amazing to me because I love the water. I love being by the beach. You know, it's my safe haven.
So you know how to swim really well.
That's the thing. I can't swim at all, but I love the beach. When I was around 13, my grandfather, he threw me in the pool, and that's how he taught my dad.
Hey.
And so when he threw me, I freaked out, and I was like, I'm done. I don't want to learn how to swim.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
For me, it was actually a positive experience. My dad does the same thing. He's like, throw you in the pool.
Yeah.
Make it.
So since we're live here on the podcast, I can go ahead and ask, do you want to learn how to swim?
Yes and no.
Why not?
Because my chest gets really tight, and I don't know if it's from nervousness or anxiety.
I think so because there's a thing called diverse reflex. And basically being in salt water actually is very beneficial in a lot of ways for the body, but also like stress relief and all of that. But diverse reflex, when your nose, like when your body's submerged, and I don't know all the technicalities, but when your body's submerged and you have cold water over your nose or over your face, your body kind of like self-regulates and like slows down your heartbeat, and kind of you start to get relaxed. Like a lot of different things inside of you starts to change and morph to compensate for that. And it's just, there's a thing called diverse reflex anyway, and being around salt water is very beneficial. So even if you're not swimming, that's why you probably like going to the beach, because there's like something relaxing.
Yeah.
And there's something in the sand, you know, there's crystals
The smell.
everywhere. There's, you know, all
There's
of
that
that.
connection
So
is there,
it's a
Yeah.
connection to
Yeah.
nature. And
but you're not getting the full experience.
I'm not. I mean, I'll go in. The most I'll go up to is probably up to my waist, and that's it.
So
oh, one thing though, swimming pool is not like swimming in the ocean.
Oh, I
Like
know.
you don't actually have to even swim on the ocean. It like holds you up. Like you're not about to actually going
Yeah.
down underwater is
It's hard.
is hard. It's hard for me to go dive. Like I have to
In a
have
pool?
flippers on.
no.
In the pool, it's
See,
easy. You can
salt water
drown,
is
no
different.
problem.
Yeah,
But-
salt water is different.
Salt water
Salt water
doesn't
holds you up.
holds you up. So you can't actually, like when I'm diving in, it's so hard. Like I can do that for 10 seconds or 5 seconds. Like it's so hard unless you have a flipper to like give you some momentum to keep going down. That's why some of the like when you see people scuba dive, they have like a tank and stuff that weighs them down. And some
To
free
help
them
divers,
down.
some free divers hold a big rock in order to walk on the ground to hold them down. But that thing is not like, you'll see some of my videos, like I'm just standing in the water basically, and I'm just floating.
Yeah, just like
Like
on
you
some of
don't
those
need
clips.
you don't need to do anything. It just holds you up.
Well,
So-
how come I sink?
That's in a pool.
That's a pool.
That's
That's
not
different.
salt
Salt
water.
water and pools are different.
Yeah.
Just like salt water and lakes are different.
So
as
yeah,
well.
they drop you in the pool, you to the bottom.
But
Yeah.
even at the beach,
Nah,
I
you,
tried it.
It
You
depends
tried-
on where you are as well. If it's super shallow, that's just one thing, you know, because you have the waves. The waves are a very, very, man, that's a dangerous part to a
yeah.
certain. It's
Once
not,
you get
it's not
past the
very
waves,
dangerous.
it's like you're floating. When you're snorkeling, you're just floating there. You're not. You don't have to swim. You don't have to move.
But it's the wave part that actually, the part that crashes. That science of it's pushing the water, and then you have water flowing back with water coming, and that wave. That's how you go underwater. It usually would be a wave that would in the ocean that would suck a person under the water, but it's not just they can't swim necessarily, and it depends. You can panic, so basically you can drown yourself.
I
You
think
can
that's what I do.
My thing
put
is not
motions in
even.
the water and just gonna suck you down. The more you move, and it's
That's me.
It's gonna put you under the water.
And it's like I actually know how to swim. My fear is, even though I go out there, I'm still somewhat, there's a fear, and it actually lessens and lessens every single time I go there. And we feel it. Like we can go to Laguna Beach and snorkel, but we go in twice that day. I will, by the second time, I've already lost a bit of fear. I didn't know was it like an actual thing.
Wow.
Like, so my fear is still going there is the fish, like a shark running up on me, a whale. The sea lions are pretty close to where we swim, and they're curious.
Really?
Other fishes, they're not curious. They just swim around you. You're the big guy. They don't want to be around. They're like, stay away. You can chase them all you want. You'll never get close enough to actually interact with them. But sea lions, they're very curious creatures, and they're like dogs. They'll be like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, what? You know, they'll play with your camera and all that. So
another mindset to keep in with the ocean. Safari versus ocean. You can go to Africa, go on a safari, and if you get out of that truck, nature, lions are going to be like, yo, we got one. No doubt. Come on. Immediately. They not going to wait. But you drop you in the ocean around a bunch of sharks, and they probably swim around you for a minute to see if we want to eat this. A lion is like, we eating this, no doubt. We going to find out if we want to eat this. We going to kill it, and if we don't want to eat it, cool. But
also, sharks,
in the ocean, but that's the thing. You got to keep that in mind. Take that fear away of a shark just going to swim up on you and bite you.
And they get a bad rap, just like pit bulls
just
and
like
all
black
of that
people.
Stuff. And
they get the same bad rap because the stuff in the ocean is.
There's people that see sharks and go swim with them just because.
Oh, look, it's a shark. Let me go get in.
They're grateful to be around them, and dolphins and all other stuff. They're not.
And a lot of shark attacks come to spear divers, spearfishing. Spearfishing, yeah.
Wow.
So it's more. You can look at it like a defense mechanism, an ocean. You know, just kind of being protective of your neighborhood. Yo, you messing with the little homies.
Yeah, I don't go that far in.
But think about that level of peace that you can have when you can go out there and you're not really worried about that because you know you're very in one with nature.
That's the thing. I'm not one with the water as much as I would like to be.
That's just the water. Now, I got my lifeguard certification when I was 15. I've taught people to swim. I could teach you how to swim in a day. It's your fear. You got to take that and put it aside and allow yourself to learn how to swim and accept it. Know that I'm not finna die. I'm not finna drown here. Learn how to swim. And you learn how to swim, and that fear is gone forever. Forever. You never have a fear of necessarily drowning just because you don't know how to swim. That's me having a fear of necessarily drowning. Nah, I can't say, even in the ocean, I'm more worried about something attacking me versus me drowning. Because from experience, if you just lay out there and be still, the ocean gonna hold you up.
Yeah, so if you get tired, you can just
stop
go on your back.
You hear about rip currents and stuff all the time.
Yeah.
They'll tell you if you get caught in a rip current, just don't panic. Don't burn yourself out. Don't start swimming and stuff and burn yourself out. Just let the current go, and it's going to basically, eventually, not sure how long it's going to take, but actually they tell you to swim up the beach one direction. Just like don't swim toward the shore,
Right.
just completely swim up the beach.
And get out of the current.
They tell you, period, it's going to bring you back. As long as you stay on top, the current is going to make its way and it's going to push you back to the coast. It's going to push you back to the shore. Just don't drown yourself while you're out there.
Yeah,
Just buy yourself some time. Just stay afloat, buy yourself some time. And them suits, oh man. You've never had a wetsuit on? That's an amazing experience.
Nothing.
Man, it's an amazing experience to have
And
a
also,
wetsuit on.
maybe you didn't have people around that like swimming as well. So,
I didn't. Like my family, they're like, I'm going where? I don't think so. You know? I like to try new things and do things.
So when you want your first swimming lesson? You got to be in between twist. So,
Well, mine is 2
yes.
weeks in with a wash, so I have to wait.
How long you usually wait? I give mine a week, and then I'm like, fuck it.
I go a month.
You do a month?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you retwist every month?
Mm-hmm.
And like, do you do it or you go somewhere?
I do it. Been doing
What-
it for 3 years.
You just twist it, or you do the interlock thing with the
No,
needle?
I just twist it.
Okay.
I just take
That's the same here. Yeah.
Yeah, I use
What
like
do you use?
white people gel, you know,
So-
because it's
I use
good
the beeswax.
for my retwisting. I didn't know how else to say it. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, there's no right way because look, every
If
time
you-
people see me,
If you know it ain't in the black section, then you can. Hey, yeah. According to
because
my
I
friends,
get his on the Jamaican section.
Right.
But like every time people see me twist his hair, they're
Mhm.
always curious because like there's no
Yeah.
instructions out there for the most part.
Nope.
So
Just-
Yeah, just
everybody
go
wants
for
to know like how, because I've seen people do freeform and they just
Yeah, I have a few freeform friends, but I prefer parts. That way
How
I can
did you
control it
start?
better. I started with coils. I didn't have to cut my hair or anything.
when you say coils, like a twist.
So she
two
would take the
twists?
comb, wrap my hair around that comb, and it'll do like a coil,
Mm,
like little springs.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was basically what I started with. Or you can start with two strand twist
Mm.
or braids.
Okay.
But I went the coil route.
Braids? I never heard of that
Mhm.
one.
Just braid your hair and then just let it
Yeah.
do its thing.
You know, just how I locked mine. How I put them together.
yeah.
Even though it was locked, but I'm talking about with the two locks. Add the two locks
Yeah.
together and
No,
just
we
leave it there.
combined it at some point. Yeah.
Yeah. No, just cut it at some point. It just it all combined. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But
So once a month.
it's hard. I think about as far as my hair wise.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you got to be strong. So your arms are pretty strong.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
To be honest,
To do this, I got like the 2 or 3. I'm like, fuck this, yo. I'm
I've never seen my arms so diesel. Like
man.
the longer it gets and it's like pulling on my neck and I'm just like, I'm going to start going to the salon just so they can wash it and then I'll like take care of the rest.
Yeah, it's an hour.
I used to braid my own hair, so I know that's pretty crazy. Like your arms really get tired, and then you gotta make sure the parts are right in the back, even though like it's weird.
You're pulling
Yeah.
hair apart and
I'm talking about 3. But about maybe 2 or 3. It was like, man, my arms can't do this.
it hurts like right here.
So yeah, I've always been getting mine retwisted. How much does it cost out here? You know?
I don't know because I haven't gone to anyone.
Yeah.
But I got asked by guys to do their hair and they're willing to charge $250 and up because they know the maintenance.
They was gonna pay you $250?
Yeah. Last year, I kid you not,
Wow.
it's like every other day, 2 to 3 guys will hit me up.
Never knew.
Right.
Like, you know how much
I've
money
had
I would make?
Guys ask me, but he's like, nah, no,
Nah.
because he's not comfortable other people doing his hair. Like he can't. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like me. That's why I just do my own hair. But they're like, oh, could you do my hair? I'm like, why? Because yours look like that. And I'm like, but I'm not good at doing other people's hair.
I've had mine for a while. I can't imagine really cutting it. I probably should close that, but I can't imagine cutting it,
No.
even though I'm a little exhausted with it. But I can't imagine really trying to either go to a barbershop. I have to go straight into braids, and I don't know how I feel about braids. Like shit, I'd be better off just keeping the dreads. If
Yeah.
that's the case, because
I feel like I can't do it because I would need to comb I'm so used to like combing and just wetting my hair. Like I need water on my hair. Like I don't know how you guys do it. Like I need water in my hair. It's weird.
And I had to
just-
change up my eating too, because that plays a part. Once you lock your hair up, you have to change like your eating.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
Yeah,
wait,
it
I
comes
need
with
you
the
to
whole
explain.
package.
Because they say
maybe mine
like a lot of
changed on its
spiritual
own.
people say don't cut off your hair and all that. And so explain like why you had to change or why you felt like that. Maybe.
Because, all right, when my hair was just, big and poofy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never took care of my hair as much. I ate whatever. I didn't really comb it. I wouldn't keep it maintenance. I would just get up and go, put it in this little sloppy Joe bun, and then that's it, right? Like no care in the world, no conditioning, nothing. And when I asked about locks, and they were like, yeah, because, locks is a dedication, right? So we're putting our everything into this beast on our head. So once you start that transformation, I mean, it goes deeper with like Bob Marley when they talk about, like you were saying, the roots.
Antennas.
Yeah, with the hair, you're not supposed to cut it because it's sacred. I haven't gotten that far deep, but I have been starting to read the surface of that. But I don't think, for me, I don't think it will be that deep, you know?
Yeah.
Because this is something I'm just
That's even
like,
with me.
It's
dude.
weird
Yeah.
that you say that, because most people think people who have locks are lazy people who don't want to take care of their hair, so they have locks so they don't have to maintain their hair or think about it all the time. And
I don't want to go to the
you
barber
saying
shop.
that is actually the complete opposite. And
yeah.
it had, like, why did you feel like you have to change your eating? Like, I guess that transferred into more self-care, so that
It did.
encouraged you to,
Mhm. I got the faux locks
Very
and I got
interesting.
compliments. So I was like, you know what? I want to make this change. Let me try the locks. That way I can still style my hair, but I won't have to be on it every second, you know, versus if my hair was just out,
Right.
you know? And because my hair is in a style, it'll grow better, healthier. And so I just started to just really sit and think, like, man, like the way I've been eating and what I've been, you know, the things I've been changing up with my drinking, like it shows in my hair. You know, it's not as oily anymore. It's not as dry, you know, so I've noticed that within myself. So once I changed up the diet, then I was like, all right, it works, you know, versus if you just eat the regular things that you would normally eat, it's going to affect your hair and it's going to show and it's going to smell.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I can go, you know.
I can kind of say the same thing about curly hair, because like I've watched a lot of YouTubers to figure out how to maintain my curly hair, because I didn't really embrace my curls, and I didn't even know I had curls until I was like senior in high school. And before that, I was just, so growing up, I wasn't allowed to, it was between straightening and braiding. And when I got to high school and I was able to straighten my hair, like my mom didn't have a problem with me straightening my own hair. So I would straighten it all the time. And with straightening, it's like you touch it up every day just to make sure, right? You sweat and there's a little thing. So now you're like, okay, let me make it extra flat. So you burning your hair at 350, 400 degrees every single day. And then it gets oily, and then it's just like, and then like my sister maintained her hair a little bit more natural and like let it do that. So I noticed her hair was curly. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it one day. And I went with my curly hair, and everybody had like a positive reaction. Everybody was like, whoa, okay. And after that, I was just like, hey, this was so much easier. Are you kidding me? Straightening my hair was like an actual chore every single day. Maintaining with my curly hair, I can just go. But after a while, I got lazy because my hair is naturally curly and I don't need to put products to make it curly. So that means I just wash and go. And I realized it doesn't grow past a certain length. And
The older you get.
Right. The older I get, because when I was younger, it used to grow. So
It's weird.
yeah. So that's because we're not maintaining it. So when I watched all of these girls with like huge, big, long, I have cousins that have really long, healthy, curly hair. And so I started going to YouTube, and because curly hair became big, with Beyonce and all that. So like it became a trend. So now you have all of these YouTubers that are helping you maintain, and you can see their results. So when I did that, I realized they were doing a lot of work. It wasn't like me. I'm just like washing and going and letting it be dry all day. Didn't put oil on it or nothing. So through them, I learned like how to like actually, if I want it to grow, I need to put these products. I need to look into Ayurvedic techniques, because they know how to maintain their hair. And it's like, I got into a whole lot of other self-care past even the hair stuff, and it led me down to a lot of like weight loss stuff and a lot of things that I did to maintain like balance in my hormones, and all of it is connected. And it's like, so you saying that stuff about your hair transferring into self-care, it's like, I can get, like, even you can say the same with people that have healthy curly hair as well. It's like you do actually have to. It used to be random for me. Today I might wake up with a good curly hair day or bad curly hair. You had no control over that. Or so I thought, because I wasn't maintaining it. I would just freeform go. But I realized if you maintain it, every day could be a good curly healthy hair day. So,
and that was my downfall. And I got frustrated. That's why I was like, let me just lock my hair and see what happens. But I'm not one of those, people that'll just, let me lock my hair and leave it. No, like, I'm an artist, and I'm doing things. So why am I just going to leave my hair? Like, the hair's a part of me, this is my image and this is how people know me, So, yeah, I mean, there aren't that many lazy people, I don't think.
I don't know. Well, I can't say I don't know. For men, it's different. Good. For men, it's different because I guess women naturally know more about hair. And
well, they're told they're supposed to know more about hair. So this is more of a societal thing and what,
Yep.
They're supposed to, take more time to maintain themselves and the hair. And so that transfers into knowing more.
The barbershop wait is a no-go for me.
That's forever.
I've always lined my face. Even when I do go to a barber, he damn near don't line my face the way I want to. And trying to visualize cutting my hair and either so I probably wouldn't have to go. I would continue to shave my own face. If I was to cut my dreads, I would definitely still have braids or something, or hair, long hair, period. It's just that weight. Not waves. Now, yeah, waves. I cut my shit. I have nice waves. But I remember, might be high school. Yeah, probably was high school. Look, you got finger waves? Like, no, these are just waves. Hey, it's like, I guess, shit, damn, they like that.
I remember those.
Maybe kids don't know what finger waves is, but shit, I guess my waves are like that. But I'm confident. But in that case, if I had to cut it down to where it's low enough to have waves, I would have to go to the barbershop.
Yeah.
So it's like, shit, waves are out the window.
That'll be a whole nother ordeal.
Well, maybe, okay, it's different. I could say a private barber, and that would have to be the case. But then on my head here, tender, I'm always cutting up.
You tender-headed? Me too.
It's cut up here. So when the blade touch that, it always leave me a scab line a lot of times, at least to the barber I was going to. I'm sure there's a bunch of barbers out there like, dude, that's just the fucked up barber that you had, or your barber ain't know what the fuck they was doing. That's why he was cutting you up like that. And to be every
that's the
barber,
main thing they say.
Every barber you walk away from, like, shit, bro, your head tender, bro. Your skin is real sensitive. It's like, yeah, nigga. My bad. I'm gonna have to edit out that.
What?
Wait, just.
But this whole LA experience, this whole experience in general, even to break it down to talk about hair, it's so much that I want to learn about hair, even dealing with the superpowers they test your DNA. They test your hair now for when doing drug tests because supposedly it stores. It stores. What else does it store? Even from your antennas, they say the longer your hair dealing with music, it's like, where the top
I was
going to
say earlier, they actually did research. I don't know. I remember watching something or reading something where they were military had Native American soldiers, and that had long hair. They didn't cut it, and I guess it was helping them track better. And then when they actually cut it off, like they couldn't perform the same, I guess. Like, it's been a while since I've read about it, but it was something like that, to where I think there is some benefits to keep,
like even Kenny at Patchwork in Atlanta. We did the little master class, and he was explaining to where you could be sitting, if you listen to a speaker, and then you basically your ears get tired. You basically can hear through the top of your skull. So you might find yourself like this. And that's because your body trying to hear through the top of your head. And he even said that like hats enhance this. Having hair enhances this. It's like a signal to,
Wow.
to your brain.
Everything is alive.
Yeah.
So that
yeah, with
should
hair,
encourage you to take
yeah.
care of your hair, moisturize, and all of that. Give it some water. And
it's living, basically.
Wow. I mean, all I eat is chicken, so maybe that's why my hair looks like this.
I could say I haven't been the best to my hair. Since I've been to LA, I've let it get dry a lot. It still comes back, but even I changed shampoo. I don't know the name of the shampoo.
Shea Moisture.
Complete different texture. Did it just super justice? Like, wow, super soft. This is really soft.
Mm-hmm. I use that on my ends.
Yeah.
Because this is a different texture for the thickness. That's why I said earlier I use like the white people gel for this front because it's a different texture.
I don't even.
And then,
do you really twist the ends?
No, I mean like the front.
Yeah, but I'm saying you saying the end though.
No, these I use Shea Moisture for these, like just to moisture them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
because they're thicker, so they can't take the.
We don't really moisturize this part.
Yeah, see, my hair eats up everything.
Yeah.
So I finally found.
I like
Moisture, definitely.
we gotta have a sound on there for a word. I mean, for words that you press the button to define the word and stuff like that. That's gonna be a good idea. We're coming up with ideas for to make this whole network make sense.
So I like the logo.
Thank you.
Like, what made you?
So gypC was my nickname. It started out as like a gamer tag. Me and my siblings used to play Halo, and I needed to come up with a gamer tag, a profile. So I was like, my brother was like, "What about gypC?" I was having a hard time, and I was like, yes, because I like to travel a lot. So I'm known as a traveler in the family. So he was just like, gypC, I guess the first word he can come up with to explain that. And it stuck. And then, we named it American, the YouTube channel, American gypC. And now it's a podcast as well.
A whole network.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's kind of
congratulations.
Appreciate it. That's that whole shift from we're gonna go from recording studio to podcast network. Now we got it's not just marketing the artists, not for artist platforms.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a major transition, as you've seen since we been here. It's been a complete focus. A lot of people don't know it's like been a real tunnel vision to make manifest, and most of it is funded by your local downtown LA community. I'd like to thank everyone who has dropped pennies in that bucket, including Sunset Alley. Sunset Alley. Sunset Sally coming soon. but that's the reality. Like what you looking at here, is gonna be a whole nother ball game by next year.
Do you have to have the Hornets here?
Oh no, these are called alebrijes.
Oh, because they look like the size of the Hornet they had on TV. And I'm like, is that what's coming? Like,
no, these are not murder hornets.
Oh, okay. Because they make me itch. Like,
no, they're handcrafted art from southern Mexico, and I don't have the card right on me, but
we'll put it in the description.
These are friends, basically. They're the lady down there. I know you've seen the little lady down at 7th and Fig, that she sells these. There's a lady there that sells these.
She's on B of A side? Or
No,
Chick-fil-A side?
No, she's right there down from me.
Yeah, and the escalator on 7th and Fig.
Yeah, she's
I
usually
never
right
see
there.
The
her.
little shopping. Yeah, there's
Pay
a
attention next
vendor
time you go back
there.
through there. Yeah, if
And they
sometimes if
sell
she's
it
out
in-
there. Yeah.
in Vegas as well.
Yeah,
Oh.
but they're handcrafted and they have them. They get them from a guy in Mexico, and they sell them. These are like $25 to $30. So I kind of went into a frenzy one day. It was like, all right, I love this color. Oh, I love this color. Oh, I love this color. Come to find out, they glow in the dark. As far as not glow in the dark, not quite glow in the dark, but under the black light. You know, it's a real
it's
neat
also
color though.
part
What,
of
you don't like
supporting
dogs
the
like
community
No,
that? It's just figures though. They actually come apart.
Like, if you notice, I haven't even looked over there since I've been here until now.
Really? They
Because
make you feel like that?
when I first saw it, I was like, ooh, don't look over there.
Wow. What? Really?
Yeah, because they're so big.
Not because they're big though, but look, they're so pretty though. They're colorful.
I'm just going to look the other way.
Come on, can you want to touch one?
No, don't do that. Do not do that.
It's just that. Well, okay, what about my Goku? Look at the Goku. The Goku was about $20. Random guy walked by.
Wait, is that the pink thing with the big eyes?
No, that's the wood burnt artwork.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
No, that's an owl. The owl was the first thing I bought from her. So I bought the owl, and then I started. Well, she bought that one, which she named. Was it Enlil?
We haven't named all of them yet.
Not all of them, but she
Yeah.
named one, but I haven't named. I named one of them, the one that's Missy. That's the mosquito. That's the mosquito right there. I named
I
that
didn't
one.
know that. We could
But-
have moved them.
And he's
That's a
talking
beautiful
about this on
dragonfly.
purpose.
No, but it's just to give you more
But it's
insight.
I
on
don't
their
need
design.
more
crazy to be
insight.
scared
But look at the
of,
art.
like,
it's just
a
artwork. They
wooden-
even come apart.
There's no artwork in that.
like this patterns and all of that intricate work. But yeah,
That's amazing. Yeah, they're amazing. Colorful.
So this is something that is very interesting, I guess, as we have our second guest into the studio to see. I want to. Well, no, we talked about them with Louise, though, right? Yeah, we did. But they're like
I
our
don't
little
remember.
friends. They're like our little friends, honestly. When we started getting them, it was like, okay. Yeah. And you see that one right there, the black one? He's always been there. He's just like, I don't know. It's just, then when they glue in the dark, it was, oh man. Was that a correct word?
The what?
When they glue in the dark?
I don't know. If that's a word.
What would you say right there? That's a good one. I caught that.
When they glow in the dark?
When they glow in the dark.
When they glow in the dark, you would leave it?
Yeah.
Wait, when they glow as far as ED, or just when they glow?
When they glow. GL.
No, but this is when I first saw them glow, though. The very first time I saw them glow.
Oh, when they glowed.
When they glowed in the dark?
Yeah.
Okay, glowed, all right. My
Yeah,
bad.
ED.
Okay, my bad. I slid in glue there. Yeah. When they glued in the dark.
Because I was like, what?
Wait, hold on. Wait, that's not. Like my spirit was like, no, wait. No, go back. Go back. Correct that. We can't ever go back through that. Correct it. They glowed in the dark. When they glowed in the dark.
Yeah.
You can get flew down to Florida. No, y'all don't know. You see, y'all don't know about that. That was what Trick Daddy said. That wasn't even me. That was,
Oh my God. I remember Trick Daddy.
yeah, when you get flew down. That was, yeah.
Flew down here.
Yeah. So we're definitely going to be in the business of creating new words and shit on this podcast. So
Flew down.
we're working on our new, get on. That's it. Get on.
Get on. What?
Get on. Yep. That's it. Get on. We out here to get on. You can get on from around here. That's the same thing, you know. Where y'all going? We about to get on. Yeah, I'm working. I'm watching. I just introduced it. Give it some time next year. Everybody gonna be like, whenever you say something, man, that ain't what happened. But bro, get on, bro. Get on. It's all.
You sound like T.I. when you say get on.
That sound like T.I., so it's a Southern thing.
What?
Of course, it's all.
It is,
Well,
yeah.
of course,
That's Mississippi.
it's a Southern
Get on,
thing.
but
When he
get
was
on
in
here.
ATL.
Get on now. Yeah, that's what.
Get on now.
That was it. Get on. Was it get on now? I don't know. I was gonna pull it together. It was get on here now. It was gonna be. I'm gonna run it. I'm about to drive it into y'all. It's gonna be on the music. Watch. Oh man, you want to review? All right. So to go back to a track that I'm going to write out a part for you. And this time I'm gonna do a lot of. That's what people don't know. This time I'm gonna do a lot of my features too. When it come to music, it's not. It's picking me up, but it's not picking me up.
Yeah.
So I'm right there, But
you're the musician. You can't be messing.
It's my
up the
favorite
audio
filter.
like that. Oh,
I use this filter for everything.
it's
just
kind
do
of
a lot.
creepy at the same time.
right.
I like it.
Wait,
'cause
let me look at myself again.
it's
I'm trying to see
glittery.
something. I see what's happening.
What?
That makes it about right.
What do you see what's happening?
I'm trying to see how that works right off. Because it's doing face recognition.
Yeah.
And it is putting right under. It's making the eyes
Oh
dark.
my God, that's
It's-
so creepy. That's scary.
It's keeping the
It's
eyes
making the
dark.
eyes dark?
It's keeping the eyes dark,
No,
and it's
it's
putting.
very dark.
It's contacts.
No, but okay, I have my glasses on. I forgot about that.
It doesn't make the eyes
No, but it's using the eyes. I'm saying, what's the sensors?
No,
Oh.
when you're
So-
like far away, it's weird. It's
Right.
got like the little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the eyes. I knew it was going. I'm like, I couldn't quite tell what the design was from further away, but I saw that. What was it using to make the design or to?
It was,
so
they use the eyes, like the face a lot for this
right, because I
one.
noticed it's like whatever it is that I'm seeing
Yeah,
is
it's
coming
raining
from
glitter.
here. And then as I looked at it, I could see the exact design of, okay, that is, so it was using the eyes. It's based off the eyes.
That's my favorite one.
Listen, people, y'all, the
I want to do my
addiction,
makeup like that.
yeah, that
Just walk the
addiction,
street.
meme addictions.
They'll be like, you alright?
The camera keeps stopping.
Yeah, the card is full.
We have to get another.
So this whole thing won't be on video, but it's all good. Well, it will be on video, but I'll put.
So I'm gonna write out a hook and everything. I already have the verse. But yeah, so I'm gonna write out. It's a.
I mean, you can't
it's gonna
turn
be
that
a.
on and not let it play. Like,
But we still on a podcast, so we don't want to have them play the whole instrumental.
Oh, I forgot.
So it's they'll have to be.
Yeah, this thing is already gonna be.
They'll
on
have a beat out
Spotify.
before we have it out. Yeah, we got it out tonight. You know how they already work. Yeah.
Yeah, we got the verse and everything.
Ain't nothing but two people listen to the podcast, and one of them was the guy that we can. We about to record this shit tonight. That's how it be with us. So I don't know if you know. I basically retired from music. That's how I kind of put it. From like doing music business type stuff to where I street perform. I still do music, but even when I'm out there, if it's like you do private events, it's like no. You network with you studios, no.
You're just doing it because you love it.
I can do it now because basically I wouldn't even say necessarily because I love it. I can do it. I love it, of course. I love having the gift to be able to do it. The 2020 world that we live in, it's like a curse to where it's best that you don't say you do music and people might respect you a little bit more. And that's the weird thing, is it? And that was also one of these perfect platforms for this, for seeing how you want to work with an artist outside of you do music, I do music, let's be toxic. And that's basically, and that's even, people don't know that's the approach. Even when you come up to me and want just a music relationship, like, dude, we're musicians. Music is the most sacred fucking thing I have, damn near. And
Okay.
you want me to let you tap dance on it?
Nah.
And that's kind of the world that we got pushed into. And it's a topic even for the future, just because of that threshold of you look up to this artist, you wish you could work with this artist, you bust your ass to get into a league with these artists, and now this artist act like they love you because y'all can make money together. And it's like, man, everybody's okay with this? This is, when we get to that point, we're going to be okay with this? And that's not necessary. That's how even with the whole pandemic thing has crumbled a lot of stuff dealing music industry wise, because it allow you to see, if you can't come together with your 15 writers or your whole squad, the whole record label, everybody, if you ain't had a backup, can you still produce some music? Can you still follow your dream?
Right.
Not even if it's your dream, but just
Something you love or enjoy doing.
use your music to keep you alive
Mm-hmm.
with your own spirit. And that's where I'm a people's person. So I stopped doing music for a while. I stopped playing cello for a while. Stopped doing music for a while. So it was like thinking back to what was the people that I was coming into contact with?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy thing is, behind the camera, you open more doors than saying I do music. So that's something that I learned in Atlanta, Black Hollywood.
Good.
The DMV is a whole different.
Whole different ball game.
Yeah, that's find yourself fast and get the fuck out fast.
Yep.
Basically, find yourself fast and get out. Just leave. This is where you come to find yourself.
That's funny.
Basically,
Find yourself.
yeah, to find yourself. Go to DMV to do that. You come out here to LA to enjoy yourself. Yeah.
What?
Basically,
I think he just ran with that.
Yeah.
that's how this works. You got to keep running. That's how all my ideas be working, or not ideas, but just how it comes from what they call, what's that? The ether, the vortex, the connected, it's like, yo, this shit makes sense if I just sit here and run this shit through my head properly and look at, Mississippi, the root. Okay, yeah, that's where I'm from. It's definitely the goddamn root. There's not much flour there. Or not, I can't say flour, but there's not much There's plenty of prosperity. It's not a LA. It's not a Atlanta. It's not a DMV. It's like, I guess, the root. Damn, that's funny how you would look at that now, huh?
Why do you call it the root?
Well, no, you got, but the port, that's still New Orleans. Just to kind of look at it, if you were going up the Mississippi River and if it was all a tree, most of your major places would be the top of the tree, right? So that'll be the coast, Florida, going up to New York, Chicago. You know, you tap around the top side, even though Texas is still, but yeah, Texas is still a good, what's the name? But it is still, for Mississippi to be Mississippi still, so much land, so much growth.
So much everything.
So much everything. Once I look back at it, it's just, why isn't it a LA? Why isn't it
It could do really well.
Yeah.
Technically,
it's the cheapest
Wow.
place to build right now, cheapest place to buy land. If
It
it was
has a
right
port.
now, and then that's back then. That's just not now. It's like,
It's going to be. Who's not to say they're not buying up land?
but it's the
technically right
same.
now?
But look at it. Kind of, it's the same thing that they doing with other places, just like this, just like LA. It's just other places growing out as it grow out. But you would have thought, at least places like Louisiana and Alabama would have Atlanta by now. Think about it. You even got Nashville, growing place.
So is Louisiana though. Like Hollywood starting to go there. Your mom goes there to film and stuff, right?
Right. So the land been cheap. LA is like, hey, I don't know. That's weird. Like, could you convince a whole community of people to just like, hey, we should move to Mississippi?
Yes, it could happen, and it's possible.
It could happen. It's 2020.
I mean, at this point, I think people will be up for it.
But why weren't they up for it from before?
Because before they were asleep. And maybe
But that was the rest of the places too.
Well, jobs, like everybody's controlled by the jobs in the industry, and like they always thought, what's in Mississippi? Like nobody's ever advertised.
but everybody's
Mississippi.
thinking about cheap living.
And that's the place to go, North Carolina.
But now people are working remote, so now these small cities that nobody has heard of is like becoming really big.
So would a lot of people that work remote jobs move to Mississippi?
Well, they might if they heard this. If they know what the prices of living and if there's, their favorite stores and
Have you ever been to Mississippi,
places
Allie?
to go.
I have not, but I would like to go.
What do you think Mississippi is like?
Maybe similar to South Carolina with as far as like slaves and things like that. I think there's a lot of slave homes.
It's like the first
what?
thing comes up when
Wait,
people
what do you mean slaves? Why are we talking slaves?
Because that's what
all
I
you
think
hear.
about when I, like
Yes, that's what everybody thinks.
Mississippi is a very dark place, and it's, like a lot of bad things happen there. So that's the first
According
thing.
to, so where did you get your information from?
Well, I mean, from reading Google.
History books.
And
So this is
a
where
lot
we are today.
went on in the South. So,
This is where we are today in
Movies.
2020, right? To discuss
but
things
if I
like
were to
this.
think of Mississippi, I would think happy, cornbread, collard greens, neck bones.
At the gas station, or you mean at the restaurant? No, I'm just-
At the gas station.
No. That's okay. So people that's listening, I'm referring to Oxford's, Exxon's, chicken on a stick. This is one of the best chicken on the sticks that you could get around in that area. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been there. So
Chicken on a stick.
chicken
Is it
on
like
a
a
stick from the
drumstick, or
gas
is it
station.
just
No,
like a
from
Gas station.
shish kebab kind of
shish
thing?
kebab.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Yeah, they did a pretty decent job with it, you know.
Why your voice got high? That means it's not good.
Well, it's been a long time, you know.
No.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time, you know. And I do kind of think, you know, I smoked a lot of weed back in that time too. So it's like, but no, this is yeah, even Carlos.
You were like, no.
But I forgot where we were. Oh, your land though. But that's just the whole thing about being born in Mississippi, leaving Mississippi. But I traveled to Atlanta because I grew up in the orchestra. So I remember Atlanta from Six Flags and Freaknik. And these were some going to orchestra camps there.
Freaknik.
As a young kid, we went to Atlanta during the summer for, this is probably, might have been elementary or early middle school. Might have been still elementary. This is with the orchestra and stuff like that. But yeah, mom and everything. But the Freaknik was going on in the city. Yeah, my mama let me buy a T-shirt and everything. It was, man, my mama was weird. I can go back to that. My mama was weird. I know she probably like, boy, what do you mean? I was weird probably right now. But when I think about it, it's like, man, she let us buy a T-shirt with some booties on it. We was like little kids too. Like at least I was. And I still sit back to this day and try to like, Mama, what was you doing?
That long pause you just took.
As I sit here and think about it myself, even it's weird to talk about. It's like, what is he even talking about this? But to think about it, like, I literally had a shirt with a bunch of women bent over on it with their booties on it. It might have been like 10, and it was like bikinis. Like,
Your voice is really high right now.
Yeah, that's because I'm thinking about it because
I didn't even notice the change.
Right, but I'm feeling like, man, what was going on then? But because we had an earring by 4th grade. Okay. Yeah, I had an earring 4th grade. By the time I was getting
That's the average
4th grade.
Yeah, for a boy to have his ear pierced.
And the principal called his mom and be like, hey, what is up with this? This is not normal around here. The little boy has an earring in his. But yeah, they kept all of that though.
You're supposed to get it when you're young. I would not
like a
get
baby,
it.
But it wasn't a thing that boys were doing then. That's what I'm saying with boys getting earrings. I'm 37 for everybody that's listening. I'm 37. I was born in 1983. I'm gonna leave it right. I'm gonna leave it right there because I already gave out too much. I'm running my numbers and everything right now. Like, hold on, I don't know what planet
Wait, really?
the star splinting. It's him. It's him. No, no. But yeah, it's quite the experience to think about that at this age. Like, wow, I have a 19-year-old daughter, and my mama let us buy a T-shirt with booties on it at string camp. Like, keep your kids away from string camp. No, I'm just kidding. No, you didn't catch that. That's that American Pie talk, that the band camp thing.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, because
I
where
like
basically,
that movie, though.
that orchestra life. I don't know how many people out there in the orchestra. Yo, orchestra kids are the weirdest. I'm gonna speak from an orchestra kid himself, as you can see to
the
this
myth
day
is
where I'm
true,
at.
huh?
The myth is very true. Orchestra kids are the weirdest.
What do you mean by that?
Just a little.
Man, I could go back to the prodigy violinist in our city. You grew up in orchestra, you knew her. She was young, one of the youngest around, but she was just cold as fuck on the violin.
Mm.
It wasn't by choice, clearly, but to look at it. And I hated playing cello growing up, so I'm looking at it. I'm 5 years old. I want to be at home watching cartoons on this Saturday, but we here at orchestra for 3 hours. I don't even really like the cello like that, but I got to play it. I ain't got no choice. Then to the kids, you got Mr. Lee was a conductor. He had his reputation. He had his 3 daughters, and they all played. No, 2 of them played cello. I think 1 played violin. But these are the daughters of the orchestra director. So, that's, give it some time. They ain't got no choice but to practice. They gonna be great. As long as they stay alive, they gonna be great. But we went through middle school. So you got cadet orchestra. No, was it cadet back then? It might have been cadet, junior, senior orchestra. Junior orchestra. Yeah, junior orchestra, senior orchestra. So I lived through all of those phases in the city, from cadet orchestra to senior orchestra, and was never thriving to be first chair in none of them motherfuckers. I was never the one to try to practice up to get better than Mr. Lee's daughter. No, didn't give a fuck. Yeah, it wasn't even, I had to be forced, even though I had a private teacher. But that was the difference. Even my brain just went back to the t-shirt. Like, wait, does that justify just for playing, for being in orchestra? It's like, no, that doesn't. Dude, why was my mama letting me buy that t-shirt then? It worked, but maybe we should try that. Maybe we should try that. As I sit here and think about it, I don't know. I know it's probably making me sound crazy, but it's like, that's a whole nother topic going to that whole social justice thing. That's the whole social justice conversation when it comes to that. But Atlanta, I learned to love Atlanta from orchestra. So growing up back in Mississippi, I got to get to Atlanta. I'm moving. I'm gonna live in Atlanta, no doubt. I'm moving to Atlanta. When I left Mississippi with $400.
Wow. Like,
when I left Mississippi, coming to Long Beach with $400.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was more like, yo, get the fuck out of here. It's time for you to go, nigga. Everybody getting locked up, bro. You're next. You're next. You've never been to jail, but hey, give it some time. You stick around this motherfucker, hey. You know who your brother is. Your ride or die buddy. Yeah, that guy. So it's like, yeah. Left, came out here, did a 1.5-year trial, and then made our way to Atlanta. Learned nothing really about Long Beach, because you can go to that motherfucking, whatever I learned about Long Beach is no longer there. The area is there, the one street, but to look at the DNA of the whole coastal structure, the whole bridge going, I'm like, man, I ain't learned nothing. Learned nothing about LA when I was out here the first time.
Because, I feel like once you come out here, you pretty much kind of get it right away.
Nah.
What do you mean by
like,
that?
Well, not like for me, I immediately understood how, Californians operate.
Keep in mind, when I came out here, we were using maps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
well, yeah, that's different because I've been
not Google Maps for everybody listening. Not Google Maps. We talking paper
for the
paper maps to like MapQuest, print it out on the computer, and we need these directions to get there.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Savage.
I'd learned nothing about California when I first, compared to what I've learned in these past 3 years, even just from reading an audio book from the DMV. Just like, damn, I was there. It's like, yeah.
So this time around, though, we drove. We got to drive Uber, so that means we saw everything. Like we started off seeing. Well, first I did a lot of research about LA before coming here because I wanted to figure out which neighborhood, and so I learned a lot about different neighborhoods. And I was like, Koreatown, Wilshire area, maybe that I felt like if it's not Santa Monica, it'll be there. But
sorry about that.
So, but when we first came here, I got to see, by driving Uber, I got to see like everything, like from Pasadena to like everywhere, basically. Sorry.
That's okay. I'm okay for like another.
Yeah, just let us know.
No, it's
this
fine. It's
podcast.
fine.
Yeah, we
This
here.
Podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was saying we got to discover all of LA and meet a lot of different people. So it's like the quickest way to actually like download all of LA basically.
Mm-hmm.
You're forced to drive everywhere and you know.
So we can't see why you would be anxious to drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is a different freedom or to have the car. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I'm tired of walking.
So what do you think about the music industry now post pandemic?
Honestly, I still think it's still what it is. It's just that now that everything is literally online, you know, people are doing these like live shows and, you know, just trying to do something virtually. I kind of think it's still the same. I don't think it's like progressed a whole lot, you know, or a whole less. It's just at a pace where we can't like go out and venue and connect. So I just think that people are honestly just trying to like figure out their way of, you know, how they're going to put their music out there, you know, because right now it's like all about content. So, you know.
Do you think this would discourage people from even going into music period or considering themselves an artist?
Yes and no. Because maybe a lot of people at this time, they just feel like, well, if this is what the music industry is like, you know, then I don't even want to try or, you know, or I'll just do it for a hobby. I'm not going to pursue it as much as I know that I would like to. But I still think it's the same. I mean, I follow it, but I don't follow like, you know, every music platform and keep up with these artists, you know. I mean,
Right.
I know Cardi B because of WAP. But
I still
you know?
haven't really heard.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No. Yeah, I haven't really heard it.
My reaction recorded, that would have got millions of views. Like, I was like, whoa. That was a little bit too much for me. I was like closing up my shirt, folding my arms.
For a little bit.
Like,
Yeah.
dang.
I don't really listen to a lot of other artists and stuff. I'm a big Jeezy fan. That's the whole workout list. I listen to I've been listening to a lot of Crit lately. Kind of a couple of repeat songs. But my creative point is just random.
Yeah.
I can let you listen to some stuff and it'll go everywhere from different styles of production. That's one of the best things about retiring, to where I'm finding the other stuff to use with me. So if I'm turning into a filmmaker, I got all the music tools that I need. Mm-hmm. If I turn into even doing this podcast wise, we got all the music material that I need. I would like to do some type of artist showcase, but working with artists, it's a different ball game.
Yeah.
Nowadays. So whether it's a showcase or just me putting on a performance, that's basically where we're at with everything. Whether this is a podcast for us or where we're offering it for somebody else, that's always, you know, that's just the options.
Mm-hmm.
So, like music reviews, that's unlimited. I could sit here and do music reviews on my own music for a long time. Just play a beat and tell me what you think about it. Play this track. Tell me what artist you hear. Even that book over there, I want to have some discussions on that. Hip hop. I don't know if I ever showed you that book.
Mm-mm.
So I got that for graduation. It's Hip Hop Immortals. So it's like, I'm sure there are artists in there. We're close to the same age, so I'm sure there are artists in there that you probably know and artists that I don't know. You know, and so I would like to, even with different artists, just go through it and you just tell your experience on how this artist inspired you, if it inspired you.
Well, I'm a big Eminem fan. Believe it or
That's
not.
a good start, you know, even though we haven't came across him yet.
Oh.
And just like saying what artist, but you know, that's something whether it's on this
Yeah, I was
episode or
actually
the next
curious. What are
episode.
some of your favorite artists? Or
Like, do you
artists
know who that
inspired
guy
you?
is?
I do. Wait. I was thinking like Raekwon or something
No,
like that.
No, that's
It's
Biz.
upside down.
That's Biz Marquis.
That's his name.
Yeah.
That's Nas.
Yeah.
Busta.
I'm not too sure from what does it say? Does it say? It should say on it.
Oh,
Curtis Blow.
Okay, yeah.
Fat Joe. I could tell by the neck.
Yeah.
If you say,
The Bronx.
if that's
Yeah, I could tell too.
So we're looking at, for everyone, we're looking at Hip Hop
Wow.
Immortals.
DMX.
This is a book, yeah, of the great legends, people that I would still like to work with. But, you know, time is time, so, you know.
I don't know.
Rakim, that's what this is. This is going to be a fun thing to, it's educating. We're educating each other.
Wait, is this naturally digital or am I like?
What?
Yeah, it's an effect.
Oh, yeah, it's a fact.
Yeah, you're not tripping.
No, you're not tripping.
I know I'm not.
No, you ain't tripping. You're not tripping.
See, I love LL Cool J.
That
Okay.
okay.
I can't see it from here.
He's
Now you
Yeah.
know how familiar you are with somebody
Oh,
if you
yeah.
can tell upside down who they are.
I think it's 'cause I know the book.
It.
Missy Elliott. Yeah.
This
That's
book is so nice. Like the
she's a
pages
legend.
smell great. Ugh.
20 years almost
Since she's been
since I've had that book.
what?
Yes.
It's funny because
You know, I also
We
have
have that
basketball
book.
cards and stuff that I've had for like 25 years. And it's like the only thing that left Mississippi with me, damn near.
You didn't take anything else?
Well, those are some of the treasures that I kept to make sure I held on to them for, you know, as long as I was supposed to.
Safekeeping. I don't know the White Boys.
never heard of it.
So that's when we would like to reach out to a legend, or not a legend, or somebody that do know who they are and they could tell us about them. And I'm sure we probably wouldn't have the rights to play the music on the podcast, but we could still listen to the music in session and get an idea of the artist and still talk about it and have a conversation about it.
So you're big on hip hop, right?
No,
No. Like,
I'm bigger on music.
well, as far as like who you like listening to, from like the Biggie, Tupac.
Nah, I'm not. I could say, just being honest, who I don't know, lyrics I can't recite. Nah, not compared to people who are real hip hop, who are really big on hip hop. It's like, I like the storytelling of Nas, even as a producer, from, you know, inspired by from Wyclef Jean and the Organized Noise. We grew up on Outkast, of course. Anything that can create a vibe that you can showcase your skill, your talent. That's more. Hip hop has changed so much to even just the definition of approaching a song. You know, a lot of times for me, when I started producing, it's you bring your own style to the track. So it's not necessarily do you have a rap sheet of songs that you've rapped on before. It's more like, can you create yourself to this in particular vibe?
And not
Even
just,
if you, because for us, when we was first starting in Mississippi, anybody would come in the room and they would be inspired to write something. Even if I'm not an artist, man, I'm gonna let y'all do what y'all do, and then get in there and see how the creative process is working. And it's like, all right, man, fuck it, let me see a pen and paper, man. I'm hearing something. Let me try something. And shoot, we'll throw anybody in there to make it work because we know how to make it work with them. And that's kind of what producing is. So using it to a certain way, you know, it got to where, all right, we know these people can make anything work, but we're going to use it in a fucked up way. You know, we're going to use it to make this kind of music versus making this kind of music.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to let the artists be free. We're going to tell them, no, when you come in, you got to have only this style and it got to sound like this. And so therefore now you're limited to styles. Nobody really has a style anymore. You can't bring any type of track that doesn't sound trap and everybody enjoy themselves. Like, yo, this is not necessarily a hit, but I'm going to do my fucking 16 bars. I'm going to snap on this motherfucker.
It's crazy, that world. Like,
I miss that world. And even how they doing this versus battle stuff. I like how will.i.am addressed the whole Busta versus T.I. thing and understanding. And he made a good point out of it because it's just too, and even T.I. even said it. It's kind of two different genres of music. will.i.am looked at it, well, gave it more of a, Busta praise, but even like T.I. was saying that it's just not the same kind of music. And it took a little time for me to even look at the perspectives that it was given. But yeah, you miss that time where you can take a Twista and take Busta and take, Mystical and take, just a collective group of styles and just, go rough on a track. Now they're calling the versus battle. Let's play our old hits. That's not a versus battle. The versus battle is, hey, I'm about to go into the studio. I'm going to drop my verse. Yep. It's going to go hard. It ain't going to be talking about nobody or necessarily. It's not directed to say that, you not nothing. It's not I'm disrespecting somebody type of thing. You just approach the track, whether it's we talking about love, whether we talking about walking up the street, we telling a story. Let's just tell a story. So we going to see who can tell the dopest fucking story in these 16 bars. Not, and that's basically what your versus battle should be like. Let's create an album of this versus let's go back and spend these royalties of somebody else's masters, basically.
On garbage.
Yes.
And
then we're going to act like, no, this is the best stuff because we didn't let the stuff that's better through. We know there's a lot better music out here, but it didn't make it into this league. So why didn't it make it? Because it wasn't good enough? No, because we just didn't want to. We set up a barrier so that it couldn't make it into this league. So now we're the best with our 16 writers and 40 producers.
Yeah, the amount of credit, the people in the credits of every song is ridiculous. I will say that. I didn't know that until I actually started looking and noticing that, oh my God, why do you need how many writers and how many producers and how many, like, that's crazy.
Because I need to connect with my fan base.
Because the fans need to know how much originality or how much of yourself is in that song. Like, if you're over here having so-and-so write your songs and so make your, like, we need to know that how much of it is really you. Because as a music fan, I'm like thinking like that's actually the expression of that person. Like, by listening to their music, you can kind of get to know them a little bit better. But that doesn't seem to be the case if you have a bunch of writers and a bunch of, know, all of that crap.
And you can't make the song your own. Like, ew.
Yeah.
It's not coming from your soul.
I would never want anyone other than the way you make me feel. I won't have like someone else help me, write a track. Cause I'm like, I've gotten so good with writing my own music now.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't need anybody to,
And it's different if you're like in a like you have somebody that you can bounce ideas off of and it can help you express yourself a little bit better. But it's another thing when you're like, oh, here's a song already written and you're just grabbing it and now it's a business transaction and you just like, which is how some of this on the larger scale, how it works. And it's like, I don't know how much the fans know that and it's being sold to them like this with a story and all of this, but
do they care?
Yeah.
Nope.
I guess
Beyonce
not.
don't write half of her thing, her music.
Yeah.
And look where she at. But she knows
But
how
I can
to
feel her music. It comes from her soul.
I mean, that's about it.
You mean when she performs it?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because I wrote a song just like that about 2 years ago. No, I'm just-
Yeah.
But we're going to stroll this thing on down. Man, these podcasts, what is this, episode 10?
9.
So I think this is episode 10 that we are completing. And we would like to thank Sunset Aley
For stopping by.
for the first time.
What's happening?
And also, feel free to
Yeah,
Let
let
'em
them
know
know where to find you.
where to find you.
I can be found on Instagram and Twitter. Yes, I got my Twitter back up and running after 6 years.
What?
Yeah.
What was that about?
It was a fight. A lot of things went on with my account. But yes, Sunset_Aley, ALEY.
Okay, and it will be in the description.
YouTube, anything like that? Website?
I have a YouTube, but I don't really
Spotify?
disclose that because, I'm still building that.
Spotify.
I am on Spotify. I'm on iTunes, every platform, literally every platform. I'm being played in Japan, in Spain.
Dope.
Yeah.
Nice.
So check me out.
And as always, you can find us at American gypC on Instagram. Sorry, I had a brain freeze there. Let me redo that. You can find us at American gypC on Instagram, as well as American gypC YouTube channel. And we have merch at Luam Lee on Instagram, and then luamlee.com for our Shopify store. Classic.com, KLACCIK.com for website service, graphics, photography, all of the above, as well as podcast service. We are offering 4-mic podcast service in downtown LA. So let us know if you need help with that. We'll do custom jingles. We have royalty-free music and different things like that to get you up and running.
So we'd like to thank everybody for listening and hope you enjoyed this episode. Definitely subscribe, like, follow, donate. We're building one day at a time. Consistent self-improvement. And we are out.
One beat a day, one beat away from the lifestyles that I'm gonna live. One beat away, a heartbeat away, might be today.